Hey Brooke, welcome to week 4 of the course here. So we're halfway through, got 2 more weeks left. This video might be a couple minutes longer. I'm going to go over some stuff again, just to make, hopefully help you out here. Um, so one of the things about the capstone course is, you've taken all the other courses, you understand all the other material, and you're applying it to this, doing this final paper. In the instructions, and where'd my instructions go? Come here. Where are you? Ah, there we are. So in the instructions here, you got all the courses you've taken, uh, the requirements, where to find info. Like down here under this paragraph here, Capstone Project, you get down here, it mentions chapter 25 and the research course you took. So when you go into that, in the vital source there, into your chapter 25, um, there's a lot of information in here on, you know, how you write different sections. There's no real examples because they're actually every paper is different depending on what the company is. But anyway, so in chapter 25, that kind of has a layout there on how things are to be done. Now, in your case, there's a lot that you're not going to do. So you've already turned in. You're not going to do the executive summary. Well, let me go back up here. I'm sorry. So that's a typo there. That's supposed to be title page. And then you'll have your table of contents. So you don't worry about the executive summary for this one. You're going to have your introduction, which is just a paragraph of the paper, what you're going to talk about. And then the statement of problem, which you've gotten done. Okay, so that part's done. Then your next part is going to be that analysis, like that research scan part. So let me jump down here to that, the analysis section. So there's a lot here, but the one thing is finding your resources, be it through Google or in the library. The environmental scan, like I told you before, I know you've been talking with Jenna too, and we've both been trying to give you this information. But so this environmental scan is in a way the SWOT analysis. So if you do your SWOT analysis first, you do your chart, but also you do short little one-liners on what the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, and then you do an actual page or two on each, on that, all 4 of those items. That will work. That is kind of what the environmental scan is, because that covers that material. So don't get so focused on this. I mean, in your paper you'll title it environmental scan. You'll have, however much you have on what you found in the SWOT, and then the next section you'll have the SWOT, which is the short the graph and a couple of lines in there about what's in there. This is another thing, but that's, instead of a SWOT, you could do the Porter. So whichever is easier for you, but I think the SWOT's pretty much good for that. If you do find other stuff, that's great. So then you get into the following week, like the discussion of alternative solutions. Let me jump back. I'll pull this up here. Okay, let me jump back here. All right, so we're down here in week 4. All right, so it's pretty much, this is kind of explaining alternatives. All right, so you're going to do this, and then a plan of action. And so again, back into this part, what it talks about is there's an assumption that if you have a problem, there's at least 2 solutions. Okay, so you're doing Payless, whatever, the problem. Okay, what are 2 things that if you were the CEO of Payless that you could do? That's what that is. Yeah, don't assume there's only one, because so you should have 2, 3, some people come with 4 and 5, but like I say, we don't need to do that. You just need to come up with like 2 solutions on what would you do to fix it, so all right. And then your conclusion, which is just a summary. All right. Then you're going to have your reference pages and so forth. Okay. So I think that hopefully kind of helps a little bit. It is difficult. I know it's difficult doing the writing thing. I'm trying to video here without being able to talk to you on the phone. Um, but uh, we'll work through it with you. Just don't let yourself fall so far behind, because right now, um, I don't know how far you are right now at the end of week 3, but the only thing you've actually turned in is the problem statement. So being able to give you feedback so you can make the corrections, towards the end. But we'll see what you do here this week, what you get turned in, and we'll go from there. So not to worry, just you're almost done with this course, and then we'll figure out where you're at to get your GPA to that 3.0 to graduate. So once we get done here, we'll figure out something what needs to be done. And that's the other reason I want to encourage you to work on this. I'll give you feedback and everything so we can get your grade as high as we can on there. I mean, just based on the week 1 right now, you're doing great. So and again, this course is kind of built where each week builds to the next. You still have to do like the introduction, the title, and contents and stuff like that, reference page, but the other sections are in the middle here. We have time to go over it. I can go back and forth with you, and we can get it all up where it needs to be. So, all right. So enough of that for this week. I'll give you my little this ain't a test question, but I know you follow the grandkids, so 2-year-old, his brother's in kindergarten, so I get him in the afternoon still. So we did this the other day, and we did find the cookies. Okay, and then you can do my test question. My test question is the kindergarten class went to the St. Louis Zoo the other day. So here he is. What's he doing? So there you go. All right, Brooke. Get in touch if you need anything. Just get in touch. And you've been emailing me. Just don't let the stress build or anything. Just or let it get more difficult than it is. We'll get you through it, and that's it. So take care. Get in touch if you need something. Have a good good week and all that stuff. So take care.